go. Third lower body day of the week. So there was 2 upper body days and then 3 lower body days this weekend. Next week it will be the exact opposite of that. But we started with back squats, and this was just more or less just here to kind of give myself an idea as to where I am in regards to bringing that back squat back into rotation. And it felt pretty good. The walkout was a little funny, but I do think that one thing we can do from this point on is use the back squats as a way to acclimate and get myself, I guess you could say, primed for my actual training stimulus. So we tried these. They felt good, walkout a little funny, but the squat itself actually did not feel bad at all. Right after this, we got into the front squats, and as mentioned before, I love front squats. Again, they just feel very natural to me. Today we're working kind of middle of the road in terms of load. And again, the cycle will get heavier as we go, but this was about 250, I think, 4 sets of 4 or sets of 5. We will see here once I get into the set. So 4 sets of 5 or 5 sets of 4, one of those. Anyhow, front rack position is never an issue. I really, again, just feels very natural, even on the worst of days. And, one thing about the front squat, I like to keep it in here because I guess a side effect from being on this pursuit to gain as much muscle as humanly possible, at least humanly possible for me, is the fact that I really feel that it does challenge your body in terms of how mobile you are. Not just your lower body, but your upper body as well. And, when you get to be around my age, and I'm 31 years old now, soon to be 32, you really start to appreciate, again, the fact that one of the side effects of weight training, if you do it right, is that, it keeps you mobile. And I would really love to be able to, still front squat the way I can right now, 30 years from now. And I think, again, when you get to be, when you reach your 30s, you kind of start to notice that a lot of, the people you grew up with. So I do have a lot of, still keep in contact with a lot of my old high school friends. You really start to see the aging process take place. But I really believe that, one of the perks of weight training is it is the closest thing to the fountain of youth. And not until I stop and think that I'm 31 years old does it really ever hit me that, wow, I'm in my 30s now. So last day of the week, again, it was kind of in the, I guess, medium rep range, you could say. And there goes Melissa. And more on Melissa later, but she is definitely a very, very valuable person in my life. Of course, outside of the gym, but also inside the gym. And I can always count on her to give me valuable feedback when we are training. But yeah, you can see her right there just kind of giving me the eye. And of course, she's always brutally honest. And that's kind of that's been one of the perks of having her as my training partner these last few years. She's really helped me, make the right calls and keep me from being overly impulsive the way I think a lot of us males can be at times. So yeah, 4 sets of 5, I think it was. And it felt pretty good. Look forward to next week. I will have plus sets with my front squat, and I'm looking forward to putting up some pretty good numbers. All felt good, so I expect a good performance. And again, it's one of my favorite lifts for many reasons, all those reasons I just mentioned before. After this, we went to the Romanian deadlift, and that one feels kind of foreign, but felt a little better today. And I was even able to bring my grip in just a tiny bit, and I did a better job of keeping the bar closer to me. And this was around 280 pounds. So it's feeling a lot better, a lot more natural. And and also I'm getting soreness in all the right places the day after, which of course soreness doesn't really correlate to growth, but it definitely means that you used these muscle groups. So same thing with this, 4 total working sets. And again, it's really grown on me, and it's becoming slightly a bit more natural of a movement to me. So I look forward to progressing on these, and hopefully getting some hamstrings finally to go with my quads. That they are, I think, among my stronger body parts. after the big movements, we did hit up some hamstrings. I didn't get to videotape those, and that was, or record those, not videotape. We're not taping anything. It's not VHS season anymore. So I'm showing my age, but I didn't get to record those because we had a few friends that were training with us, and you get caught up in everyone being there that sometimes you forget to record things. But I did record this, and this is something I did right after my last set of Romanians, and we did some blood flow restriction on the leg extension. And again, I love to use blood flow restriction from time to time, especially right now as I'm kind of getting rolling on this training cycle. And like I mentioned before in the previous video, I kind of like to start off slow and, you know, build up as I get used to the new training volume, the new training frequency. And again, it's just a nice way to, you know, get a lot of the same training stimulus that you would with, you know, traditional weight training, but with obviously less loading. So nothing too exciting here. It's just a guy doing leg extensions. But the next movement after this, calf raises. And as discussed before, you know, the thing about calf raises, well, in my case especially, I have very high inserting calves. So most of my, I have way more Achilles tendon than I do calves. And forever, it was always, you know, I recall just a few years back, I think, I used to dislike, I just didn't like wearing shorts to the gym because it almost looked, especially in longer shorts, it looked like I didn't train legs at all. And that was because of my calves. But these last few years, they've been making some good strides. And while they still are not a great body part by any means, I do think they've made great improvements. And I think the big thing is, again, just treating them like any other muscle in terms of, you know, loading, you know, you definitely venturing into the heavier rep ranges and trying to progress in all rep ranges. And of course, you know, being excited about training calves. But also, I think the big thing is just understanding, especially if you do have high inserting calves, that you're really going to have to take that Achilles tendon out of the motion as much as possible. So from this angle, you can kind of really see, first of all, how much Achilles tendon I have, and then also just how we do pause at the bottom until we really feel things relax, and then, or the Achilles tendon relax, and then we go. And it makes a huge difference in regards of how much weight you can use, but you will find that you get a lot more out of your calf workouts by doing it this way. So your lows will definitely go down at first, but they will pick right up over time. And I think almost overnight, at least in my case, I was able to see a drastic difference in the appearance of my calves. But that's it. That's a week in training. Next training video, we will go over highlights in and out of the gym, a little bit of everything. Again, thank you guys for the support. Sorry for being a bit late with these. But I do look forward to keeping you guys updated and having videos that are a bit more exciting than this series has been thus far. All right. Thank you guys.